There you have it. So the 2-chord progression is E minor and A7. Now anytime you have a dominant chord, meaning a 7, you pretty much guaranteed that that's a 5 chord in a specific key, and therefore it makes it easy to figure out the key. The key that has the A7 as the 5th note is the key of D. And of course it could be the key of D major or the key of D harmonic minor. We're going to go with the key of D major here, simply because the E minor is a minor chord, not a diminished chord. If we were in the key of D minor, that E would be a diminished, but in the key of D major, the 2 chord is always minor. So we're dealing with a 2 chord to a 5 chord. Alright? Now, there's no D as a 1 chord in this progression, at least for the verse. Okay, so we're actually going to consider this a modal section. And I have yet to talk about modes on my channel. It is one of the more advanced concepts in music theory. But we're just going to give you what it is today, just for the heck of it. So a mode is essentially where you take your major scale and you start on a different letter other than the first letter. And then each note denotes a certain type of mode. We're essentially doing the D major scale, but we're not playing a D chord. We're going from the 2 chord, E minor, to the 5 chord, A7. And it's that progression back and forth that would be known as the Dorian mode, because anything built off the 2nd degree of a major scale, in this case the E minor chord, would be considered a Dorian progression. So the verse is in E, Dorian. E because the chord is E, and Dorian because the E chord is the 2nd chord of the major scale. I hope that made sense to you guys. The chorus part, this is where stuff gets really interesting. We're going to be pulling, just to give you a little heads up, we're going to be pulling chords from D major and D minor for this section. And those 2 keys both start with D. One's major, one's minor. Those are considered parallel keys because they both start with D, but they have different qualities. One's major, one's minor. Alright, so the first chord in the chorus is a C major 7. Alright, that makes the most sense as the 4 chord